Yes, Nidhal. So now we can talk about your interview experience, like the things or which happened during the interview. And we have already discussed, like you mentioned that 20 students were shortlisted for the interview, or and there were some waitlist as well. We cannot be precise about the number because those
Yeah,
IIT students can always verify from the placement blog. And then finally, Rakuten Mobile, they hired 10 students for the profile of site reliability engineer that we know. Yes. So now we will talk about the things which happened during the
yes.
interview, like the number of rounds and the focus of particular round. And so yeah, so if you could tell us a bit about those things.
Yes, so interview rounds, there were two rounds. The first one was a technical round, and the second one was the HR round. So the technical round, actually, I was expecting a Japanese person to take my interview, but it was an Indian person who was working in Rakuten Mobile who took my interview. And it was a very exhaustive interview, I would say. If I remember, the interview went on for around 45 minutes. And as I had mentioned earlier, it started with my project, but then it went on to discussing some of the concepts and the common practices in machine learning and deep learning. Then from there, it went on to discuss some of the concepts in data science and the tools that we use for data management. And from there, again, some of the paradigms of DevOps and some of the programming concepts. So it was a very exhaustive interview. I mean, I remember I was even asked some of the syntaxes of code during the interview. I mean, not to code exactly, but to tell the syntaxes of certain statements. So it was an exhaustive interview as such.
Yeah. So that was the first round, right?
Yeah,
And
it was the first round.
in this round they started with your project. Project means your MTP or course project.
So how it started was the interviewer asked me to introduce myself. So
Yes.
when I introduced myself, I mentioned the project that I did and which was similar to with what Rakuten Mobile was doing with the KYC feature. So from there he picked up on that project and it went on like to the other projects that I had done in deep learning. And then as I said, it went on to other topics as well.
Yes. So mainly they were they were grilling you around your projects only, the things which were there in your resume.
I wouldn't say it's project only because they tested my subject knowledge also. The understanding that you have in when it comes to some of the concepts of deep learning. And I would be, it's my honor, I would say, to mention one of the profs that I studied under, Professor Alok Porwal of GNR, and his course really helped me to explain the concepts to the interviewer like I would explain it to a child, I can say. With so much clarity, I was able to do that only because of I did that course under him.
Which course was it?
Because
Which course?
it's geospatial modeling, geospatial predictive modeling, GNR 627.
Oh wow! So
So
that course was, I think, in your third semester only, right?
yeah, third semester.
Third
Yes.
semester means odd
But
semester. Yeah.
see, we learn some things in other courses, but we don't get that clarity, right? Uh, like we don't, maybe we have the understanding, but we are not able to explain it in layman terms, some of the things. But his course helped me to do that. Like he would explain us things to us, expecting that we don't know anything. So in the interview, when I was able to do the same to the interviewer, it gives a sense to the interviewer, the sense of the level of understanding that I have in the subject.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it helped me a lot.
So that course was because, yeah, it's good that you have mentioned that particular course. And many a time even while we are in the institute, we sometimes don't get to know about the courses. Some very good courses, sometimes it becomes complete. We are not able to get know about it. So it is
Yes,
good that you have pointed out, and definitely people who want to. So that course was about machine learning, or what was the focus of that course?
yes, the course focused on many of the machine learning concepts only. Yes,
Okay, and their applications in geospatial or
yeah, their
okay.
applications in geospatial predictive modeling.
So I think in that course only you did that COVID project, the
Yeah,
outcome project.
yes, yes, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So okay, so this round was about your projects and the things around that, and obviously some of the data science and machine learning concepts. So were those concepts very high level, or some? I mean, do you remember any question, a specific question?
So questions were like, how do you explain kernel trick? What exactly do you do when you are doing a kernel trick? Or let's say one of the project that I did in which we were predicting energy demand using RBF neural network. So what exactly is the neural network doing to your data set? Uh, Data that you have, what exactly the neural network is doing. So it wasn't that he was expecting a very complex answer regarding to these concepts, but whether we have the solid foundation to understand the practices of machine learning and deep learning.
Yeah, yeah. So, so they were mainly concerned about whether do you know something? Actually, you know something. I mean, you have that
Yeah,
understanding of that particular thing. Like when do we
yes,
apply?
whether you have your foundation right.
Yes, yes, definitely. So that way, this round, went for around 45 minutes, and you were having questions on data science and machine learning. So I think your courses like E769 and this recent course, that course from GNR, those things or those courses help you to answer those questions, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes. And okay, so then that way this first round was conducted. And so in this round, were there any HR questions in this first round?
Uh, I don't remember facing any HR question, but yeah, there was definitely a question as to why you want to work in Rakuten. Why you want to work in Rakuten Mobile? Yes.
Yes.
And also the same question I had in the HR round also. The first question the HR round started was, why do you want to work in Rakuten and what are the skill sets that you can offer us?
Okay.
And apart from those two questions in HR round, I think with Rakuten Mobile, it is that when you have qualified the technical round, it's almost sure that you have the job. It's something, I guess it's the same with all the Japanese companies. I guess there is no elimination in HR round. So
Okay.
there were not many questions during the HR round, but it was mostly discussion of the offers and what will be the work culture and what we can expect from Rakuten Mobile. Just basically a discussion on that, apart from some very basic questions.
So after the technical round, you had your HR round. The second round was HR round.
Yes, yeah,
And in that round, were there people from Japan or again?
yeah. The HR was a Japanese person. Of course,
Okay.
the Indian guy was also from. I mean, he was interviewing from Japan, but he
Yeah.
was a
Yes, natively way. Okay, okay, yeah.
yeah,
So we also discussed about HR round questions, and like you have mentioned that they do not eliminate generally in HR rounds. If you have made it through the technical round, then more or less you are in.
yeah. I guess that's the same with all Japanese firms.
Yes,
I guess, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I guess for our viewers, they can always refer to the experience of Saurabh Suri, who was placed in Sony, and
Yeah,
Saurabh Patil, who was placed in Hitachi. Then we also have Abhishek Ranjan, who was placed in Sysmex Corporation, Japan. So of course, I think now we are having your experience with Rakuten Mobile. So of course, these four experiences should give people a sense of what Japanese firms actually want and how should prepare for Japanese firms. Definitely. Yes. So Nidhal, that way your two rounds got completed, right?
yes.
So what was the duration of the HR round?
The HR round was around 30 minutes. But the questioning part was only the initial 5 or 10 minutes, and then it was just a discussion. He was discussing to me the details of the offer.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I do
So I
get.
was basically listening to what he was saying.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I get it. I get it. So Nidhal, one general question, like now since you definitely have got the job, but do you feel that there was some question in the interview I could not answer, or I should have prepared for that answer? Means some gray area, maybe something you could not
Yeah,
answer.
definitely there were questions which I couldn't answer in the technical round. Some of the concepts of deep learning which was asked to me, but then I feel that there was no way that I could prepare for that because those are very advanced questions, and maybe he was trying to see how I would respond to something that I don't know.
Yes.
It may so happen, right? So
Yes.
I guess uh, it was not it might not have been a good thing for me to prepare for so much of advanced things in deep learning, but to have my basics and foundations very clear
Yeah.
with regard to the projects that I did and yeah, the courses that I've taken. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess in case of machine learning, of course, you took a couple of courses to get your basics right, and that course definitely helped you out. Talking about coding, actually, like how did you learn coding? Because since you are a student of mechanical engineering, you did your BTech in
Yes.
mechanical, then you are doing masters in energy science, and of course, you will be coding in your job as well, as I can perceive. So, how did you learn coding? Yeah.
So there's a bit of backstory to it actually. Uh, I started coding from my eighth standard in school.
Oh.
So I was studied in ICSE syllabus and they start teaching you Java from 8th. So from 8th to 12th, I was learning coding and computer science was something that I wanted to do for my bachelor's. But unfortunately, I was not allowed to take computer science for my undergrad. And the best option that I had available apart from computer science was mechanical. So I took mechanical. So this passion or likeness for coding was always there. So during BTech days, you have some coding courses. Then in mechanical engineering too, you have courses where you will apply coding,
Yes.
especially courses like finite element method analysis. And when it came to preparation for interviews at IIT Bombay, the mainly my coding practices was done on HackerRank or Geeks for Geeks. So they in HackerRank they provide a kit for free, like the interview preparation kit,
Yes.
which
Yes.
will allow you to practice problems applying various concepts
Yeah.
from various departments of coding. Yeah, so these were the platforms that I had practiced my coding on. Yes.
Yeah. And I guess, yeah, and of course the courses, the machine learning courses, there were assignments in Python.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
of course, again, those things help you to brush your skills. And obviously, in your case, you were, familiar with coding since class eighth. So obviously, you at least
Yes.
you are not afraid of coding, because sometimes it happens
Yeah.
that we are afraid of coding to start coding. In fact, but yeah. Yeah, I was
Yes.
curious about your coding journey, because coding nowadays has become a skill set, and it has become an imperative for us, for all of us, to learn coding if you want a good job.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nidhal. Yeah, Nidhal. So I think then we
And
have,
so if
yeah.
you find it enjoyable, then it's really good for you.
Yeah, obviously. I think all of our previous speakers, they have really emphasized the need of coding, and how coding is, important for every sector. We can say
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
sector now. Yeah. Yes, Nidal. So yeah, Nidal. So we have talked about your interview rounds, the two rounds which happened in your case, and you also shared some of the questions. So any, any interview preparation strategy, like after your name was announced and the shortlist was posted on the blog, then how did you prepare for the interview, and any specific tips which you want to give?
Yes. So I was targeting Rakuten Mobile since I had attended the test. I thought that I had a very good chance in that, and it's a company that I would like to work for. So
Yeah.
I was targeting it for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And for Rakuten Mobile specifically, uh, I, with the help of our friend Suri, we had conducted a mock interview the night before, where he would pretend to be the HR. He had went through the JAF and he had prepared some questions that he would ask if he was an HR, and I was asked to attend the interview with him, like I would normally attend for the company.
Yeah.
So apart from the, I think more than what it had helped me technically, it helped me frame my answers. How I would. So the interview was not the first time that I was answering questions the way I want to answer. So it comes to you, right? You had said it once before, then it automatically comes from your mind to your mouth. You find it easy to express.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped me better express my ideas during the interview, I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, mock interviews, they really help. They really help. And so yeah, so like you prepared using mock interview. So yes, so then in that case, I think we have talked about your interview experience before the interview. So So then I guess at least I have covered the things which I wanted to cover. Anything which you would like to send as a message to your upcoming students, or anything your masters energy students, anything you would like to convey to them?
Yeah, so my advice to the upcoming students will be to most definitely talk to your seniors, talk to the people who had went through this before you. It definitely helps because not just what with what you do in IITB, the online courses that you take. So the courses that I took with 1/4 labs of data science and machine learning, that those were also really helpful with regards to the coding assignments or the way that they presented the topics. It was really, really helpful. So I found it out not through any website or advertisements. It was a word of mouth coming from our seniors. So they definitely talk to your seniors. They have experience. They have went through this phase, and they definitely might have talked to some people. So you're basically getting what they had collected. So
Yeah.
when you're talking to one person, maybe you're collecting a knowledge that you would collect when you talk to 10 of your I mean 10 of their seniors. So
Mhm.
it's passing knowledge through the generations. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, it's always good to talk to your seniors, your colleagues, to get a better understanding of that thing. And like you mentioned, that you got to know about several courses from your seniors, and it's good that you should talk to people. We always say that they had been there, they had done that,
Yeah.
been there, done that. So talk to those kind of people, and they will
Yes.
really give you very good suggestions. And of course, those things will help you to prosper, or at least excel in your life.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah,
not just that how talented or how much potential we have. We definitely need some guidance and
of course, of course.
look for guidance at the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should always try to get some experience. It's very true. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a very strong message that just talk to seniors. Do not take all things on your own. Talk to your
Yeah.
seniors. Those things really come handy in any interview, in fact.
Yes.
That is also a part of groundwork, I guess.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah,
And yeah, if you are targeting any company, talk to the people who were selected there. So I had talked to students who were selected before me in Rakuten Mobile
yeah,
in the
yes,
previous year. Yeah.
yes, very true. Yes, Nidhal. So I guess then we have pretty much covered the things which happened during your placement process, and how crossed your journey of getting placed in Rakuten Mobile as a site reliability engineer. So I think your experience will serve as a motivation for the upcoming students, or those
Hopefully,
who are
yes.
are looking forward to this career. So yeah. So thank you very much. Thank you for sparing out time for recording your experience, and yeah, thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure, Sudhagar, talking to you. And I wish you all the best with the new initiative that you have taken to pass on the knowledge to the coming people.
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right then. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.